following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download here. It's Wednesday, it's the guest show, and if you loved a little bit of what you heard from Carson Hocevar on Tuesday, we got more for you today. A 1 hour plus episode of Carson Hocevar. We talk about his first win. We're going to talk a little bit about just some of the hobbies and things that he's interested in. He's a character, man. He is a personality, somebody I'm super excited about in this industry. He's one of the guys, one of the many guys that are going to carry us into the future. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking to him today. So here's a lot of the Carson Hocevar interview with me, TJ Majors, at the table here in the Arby's studio. Don't forget about Arby's new Meat in 3 box. Get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats. And let's get Carson in here. We're sitting here arguing, believe it or not. We're arguing about the penalty on the O'Reilly race on the back straightaway with Carson and Justin. Apparently, so my take on it is, do you want to raise up?
Who was in this that was taller than me?
Yeah. One of them levers. They apparently they don't have drivers meetings anymore. You get an email.
Yeah.
And a video, right? And I think we need to go back to having drivers meetings again. Now that the pandemic's over, we can all get back together.
I agree with that. I don't look at emails or whatever.
Sure.
You
go.
there
was a NASCAR apparently was like, hey guys, we're gonna police this a little harder. This, we don't love what we're seeing, this trend of guys pulling up in front of the pack off pit road at Daytona and Talladega. So we're gonna call people on if they start getting too aggressive. Well, nobody really thought a lot of it. You
don't even know really what that means.
Right.
Agreed.
Well, so
we do now.
When we saw the video, and they got popped. I'm like, well, they did what they said they shouldn't do, and the TV was very good. Shout out to Parker and
they did a
and
good
McMurray.
job.
They do such a great job. Adam. They were like, hey man, they talked about this in the email, the drivers meeting. They told, I'm sure that they even talked about it in the competition meeting that the TV broadcast booth has, where NASCAR said, hey, we're going to police this harder. We don't love the trend. We're going to try to get a hold of it. And so they saw it and they said, yep, NASCAR's not going to love that, but that's going to be a problem. And sure enough, they penalized their guys. I was saying to TJ, dude, in like 2005, nobody did that. That was really against the code, right?
Yeah.
To blatantly like go into the third lane and pull up in front of a 10-car pack, that was against code. Now it's kind of become like normalized. Is it truly? When you see a guy do it, do you go, oh darn, okay, just gonna figure out a way to get around him, or do you go, what an idiot?
No, I mean, every time I'm normally the one doing it, honestly. So, hell, I did it on the Chevy. So, but I was already on the racetrack when I did it. But but they were already doing it before I got in there, really. Especially like the Penske cars, like they like had a plan of like, all right, one car goes here, one car goes here,
really?
One car goes here to really like block them. And like we haven't like wrecked anything. I know I was appreciative that y'all got popped at least, so that was how I found out that was even a rule, because I saw Carson at like the concert at the Boulevard, and he's like, hey man, don't do what I did. And I was like, what the hell did you do? Like I didn't even realize what the penalty's for. I thought like maybe he just got up too quickly off turn two. I didn't realize it was like halfway down the back just turning up, like, because I just thought that was so
it wasn't
normal.
like Blaney in the 500 if you saw that clip. He blended literally in the middle of 1 and 2 at Daytona. I've never seen it before, but that was, he got away with it. But
I feel like one in like Talladega, like you go on the apron through 1 and 2, and you get halfway down the back, you can kind of just do what you want. Where Daytona, like it's like you kind of got to stay on the yellow.
It's different. It sounds weird, but it is different.
It's different.
It is.
Like you're not really on the apron. You're still merging onto the track. You just can't go too far and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's similar like Pocono.
It's narrow.
Like Pocono, we're getting away with murder. A lot of them are just like going straight to the wall off turn 2 when you're supposed to stay low and everything.
Yeah.
Like there's other places we get away with it.
It's gotten something that's gotten really aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because man, back, I hate to sound like an old man back in my day, but we all adhered pretty good to the no blend rule, and we all stayed pretty tight. If we were told to use the apron, obviously it made it very simple to use the apron and then come up off of turn 2 and just you're looking up. Well, all right, nobody's coming. I feel like I can get up against the wall here. But if somebody was coming, you didn't drive up in front of them. You never would.
I think the thing is too, the car, like if they slammed you at 20 mile an hour faster, they're just gonna shoot you forward. If they slammed you back in the day 20 mile an hour faster, you're gonna flip upside down.
Yeah,
yeah.
You're completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Remember the Daytona 500 car with Robbie Gordon that one time? We sat on the pole for the 500, and we're like third in line in the group, and Robbie always had a it was hard to get.
He pulled out in front of us.
He came up by the wall at Daytona off of 4 to get in front of the group, because if he didn't get there, we were going to blow by him, and he wasn't going to be able to keep up.
Yeah. And we were tandem drafting.
No,
Truex.
we were. Well, the guy behind us, I saw it coming. I'm like, hey man, the 55 is blending up here. Be ready to check up a little bit. Well, the guy behind us didn't.
It was Truex. We were
Was it?
tandem
Well, he didn't lift, and we saw the inside wall there.
with a pole. With a pole sitting.
Yeah,
Daytona 500 car.
That
We had to go to
sucked.
the backup.
yeah, that really sucked.
Yeah, damn right.
Wait, that was practice?
It was in
Yeah.
practice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
You'll be hauling ass, and guys will be 20 mile an hour slower on the bottom, and they'll see you coming. They'll just start feeding up in front of you, and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, what are you doing?
That slow fade up, like, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna? Oh, they are.
They
and
are.
then everyone checks
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
not good.
Well, I'm in a tough position sometimes because, look, I was the owner of both them cars. I was mad that it happened to them. I was mad it cost them spots and a good result. They didn't never get the caution they were looking for, and they finished 21st and 22nd or some. But I also see NASCAR's point where I gotta say I want them to get a hold of it. Right? I don't like it. I don't love the idea that it's kind of becoming normal.
There's a big wreck coming from it at some point.
They need to figure it out. And NASCAR, it happened to be us that got busted.
So if you didn't talk to Carson on Saturday,
I probably would have no idea.
that's
Like I would have had no idea, but like I think some of my crew guys went, and like I probably would have got told Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Carson to stay on the line, and he still moved up.
We
I mean, sometimes when you're in that moment, you just make the decision, I guess.
Yeah. Y'all still have in-person drivers meetings, do you not?
Not really. I mean, so the in-person drivers meetings is just kind of that show for like fans and sponsors and everything. And all they do is just play the video.
Yeah.
They just play the video. And then, but like Elton, he went up there. He normally says like one or two things like, here's the stage lengths, thanks for coming out. Here's this, and, race above the double yellow line. But then he was like, hey, the blend rule. All right. Here's the video. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Oh, there was an extra.
Yeah, he kind of like extra. So I would have like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, so
it wasn't a video of don't do this.
Yeah, I know a lot of us though were like kind of like looking at each other though about the blend line. Like, I don't know why why are we policing this? Like, we haven't wrecked yet. Like, can we at least just wreck first and then make the? But
you'd have liked that. Both your cars wrecking right there, huh?
Yeah, no. Well, hey. It is what it is. Congratulations again to Corey Day. Great race by Corey. He did an awesome job. So let's move on to the Cup race. Big crash going into turn 3. I was flying to Nashville and doing some work with Texas Roadhouse. So I didn't get a chance to see all of it, but I did see this big crash y'all had into turn 3. Where were you?
So I was the last car on the top.
Last car?
I was the last car, like on the top lane. And so literally I was going off turn 2. I kept doing the trying to get the fastest lap. So I'd like lay way back and I would just drive through the field. Like, they're like 4 wide, half throttle and everything.
That is kind of fun
and
to
I
do
would just,
when you do that.
I would just start cutting through 5 wide and stuff, trying to get the fastest lap. And so this is me. So I literally happened to think of it.
Holy
and
it's like Days of Thunder.
So I blew my tire literally just on the brake.
Yep.
And so like right there, I'm like flat and everything, but
you can see it bouncing.
Yeah. But yeah, I just happened to think off too. I was like, man, because I just kept doing this with the pack and yo-yo, and I was like, I'm if they wreck, because I'm yo-yoing through everybody. And I just happened to think that off too. And I was like, I probably should back off a little bit. And then all of a sudden I saw like one car do something not normal. And then Tyler said they're wrecking and you see smoke. So luckily I saw that I had that intuition a little bit of like being aware that I'm putting myself in a bad spot, what I was doing. But we didn't really get any damage. We just there was something with the left front we had to fix because there's so much rubber that hit it. But no, I was completely fine. I braced for impact because I couldn't see anything.
Dude, I'm going to go and tell you, if there was a car sitting in front of you out there, you're
dude, it's over.
Yeah.
No, I was more worried about a car spinning up. I was so braced for impact of them spinning back up.
Yeah,
I'm
hitting the door or something.
Yeah, like or just flying in from behind that they didn't see.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just kept turning my wheel right because I was like, if they have 4 flats, they're just gonna slide down. So I was like,
yeah,
just clean, just go to the bottom, please move.
I mean, it worked out.
I got super lucky there.
Yeah. So, what kind, what's your opinion on racing at Talladega, racing at Daytona? Not so much the product on the racetrack, just like I grew up. Dad was a massive fan of both tracks, and so I always look forward to going to racing there, no matter what kind of package we had or how the cars reacted with each other and whatnot. And and Talladega, I was texting with you a little bit. Talladega is a special place. It's just it when you go there versus other racetracks. All racetracks kind of have a different vibe, a different culture, and a feel. Talladega definitely is a unique place, one of a kind. You got the boulevard, and all the fans just really get up and make a weekend out of it. It feels like an event. And I think you carry that, or you can't help but carry that into the race. You realize that, there's a lot of folks that are here to see something happen.
Yeah, you play into the crowd a little bit when you walk into that place. Like you do.
Hey, everybody, the 2026 NASCAR season is underway, and it's already shaping up to be another year of hard racing, great storylines, winning moments that remind us why we love this amazing sport. And when it comes to capturing all of that on-track action in collectible form, nobody does it better than Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Their race win diecasts are some of my favorite cars in my own collection. That's because the detail, they look exactly like the car does in Victory Lane. The confetti, scuffs, marks, tire marks, damage, all of it. It's like freezing that winning moment in time and having it right there in your own home and your own collection. Lionel Racing diecast, they're the real deal. And right now, Lionel is offering a free domestic shipping when you use promo code DOWNLOAD26. That's free domestic shipping when you use the promo code DOWNLOAD26. So head over to LionelRacing.com, grab your favorite diecast, and make this NASCAR season one to remember.
It's just so funny. Like, I hated Superspeedways because, like, when I was running trucks, I had to, like, I was always riding in the back because, like, they kept telling me, they're like, hey, we can't afford to, like, wreck trucks. So we much rather you just hang it out on all the other places, but just ride around. I mean, it's a truck race. They're going to wreck. Just get your 5th or 10th by just finishing. So I just did that. And then, in the Cup Car Spire, same deal. I was like, we only had like 3 cars for my team, or 3 or 4. And I told Luke, I was like, well, I don't want to like put myself in a hole on like metric or anything, but like kill a car and write it off. Yeah, like in my rookie year. So I did the ride around in the back. I literally ran like last the whole time, and then finished like 10th or like 15th if they wreck. Yeah,
no wreck car.
But it wasn't until my second year Cup at Daytona, I rode around the whole time, and my fuel pump broke, and so I was gonna ride around. I was gonna finish like 15th, and top 15, whatever, get myself whatever. Well, it broke with like 4 to go. And so I was like, well, this sucks. I just rode around for like a decent finish and got nothing out of it. And so just said, screw it. I'm just going to just like go actually race these things. And then that's when we finished 2nd in Atlanta. And then we finished 6th at both Talladegas last year. Then had a shot to win the 500. And then now won here. It's like, I really enjoy these races because I'm never worried about car speed. I'm never worried about anything. Like, I just feel like it's super driver dependent, but it's so team dependent too. Like, especially now, like, you got your picker has to be locked in, your crew chief, like everybody has to be in sync, spotter, everything,
strategy.
It's all that. So, and that's the racing part. That's the most fun for me for racing. That's why I love dirt racing, because you could watch a guy catch a guy within 4 laps because he found 5/10. He could just go find it,
line.
and it gets so emotional. And Talladega, you could do the same. You could decide to take an extra lane or take this run or get creative on things, and and then the crowd gets really into it and everything. But really, just anywhere that like you get like that buzzer beater feel in racing, which is really tough to find. I feel like you can only really find that right now in our deal at Superspeedways, or unless there's like a freak, greenway checkered, unbelievable
short track
finish.
or something.
Yeah, but
Kansas greenway
but
track or
realistically, you can only really expect it consistently at these Superspeedways.
Yeah, and you went out into the infield and hung out, and you kind of know what the vibe is like down there. And I really never really did that much till later in my career. I'd heard about it, but I never really spent much time in the racetrack. Now it's common, it's common to see drivers now that so before social media, nobody went into the infield because we weren't creating content.
Yeah.
Right. You might sneak in there on the golf cart.
You also didn't know what you were missing too.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people would, our other crew chiefs, other drivers, I'd stand in the bus lot, man. You'd see all kind of golf carts running back and forth, people going out in the infield, and coming back and going, man, you wouldn't believe what we saw,
Mm-hmm.
But now
Mike
that
Davis used to go once in a while on your golf cart, we'd go out there.
But now that content and all that stuff is kind of part of our everyday life, you guys go out there and sometimes there's an objective and a job, and the track puts something together. They had the float for years where they drag drivers around.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's common now. And so, when you go out in the infield and kind of see what everybody's doing and seeing how jacked up fans are to be there and what it means to them for that race weekend, how does that make you maybe get up a little bit more on Sunday morning to try to go win that race, or try to go, be the guy the fans are seeing at the front of the pack? I couldn't wait. I used to challenge myself to I'm going to lead by lap 4. I'm going to lead lap 3. I'm going to be leading this race,
Yeah.
And so I didn't do that anywhere else. I mean, I ran as hard as I could. I didn't want to win less. I just only at Talladega, I was like, I'm going to lead every lap, and so I knew the fans were there. They let me know they were there. Right. And I'm sure you kind of had the same experience.
Yeah. I mean, so, I mean, I'm, by no means anybody in my mind, but I feel like, especially where I was probably a year ago, I'm getting recognized a lot more at the racetrack, at least, and everything. And, I'm noticing my, fans are, the fans that would go to Talladega and everything. And, it's been wearing on me that it's, we haven't won. I was just man, the trajectory of, how recognizable you are at the racetrack kind of normally goes with what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it's supposed to go together here. It's supposed to roll together. I can't be the guy that everybody just, enjoys watching. Eventually they're going to go, well, yeah, but okay, but I'm going to, put a different t-shirt on today because this guy's actually going to win. And so it's been wearing on me a lot. And, after the 500, I was pretty locked in on you go to Atlanta and I thought we were going to have a shot and everything, but truly Talladega, I was I'm going to be leading at the end no matter what. I'm going to be leading at the end to give myself a shot. And then when it came 3 to go, I feel like you could always pick on who's going to win the Superspeedways based off of what they're owed, or, just kind of how their season's gone or whatever. I feel like you kind of pick. And I've always kind of done that. And so I was just sitting there on the drive. I was driving to a dirt late model test on Wednesday, and I was just if anybody's owed, it's us. We leading on the white flag 500. I've feel like we've been good, but we've just keep losing finishes for whatever reason, pit stops or whatever. I'm picking me today. I'm picking me this weekend. So I was bound determined that the races isn't just go take the lead and dominate anymore. It's take care of the race and be strategize to get there at the front of the end. But I was we did everything that we planned to do. We never even got worried or anything throughout the race. Roll off pit road, I'm third, and push the 17 out. Want to get to the top, I get to the top. If I want to be on the bottom, I could shuffle around, get to the bottom, and just I just managed where I was. And I felt like I was always in control. And when it came 3 to go on that restart and the 43 spun, I kind of looked at I got turned into him, but I looked at the racing gods a little bit of like, all right, that's who turned us at the 500. The 47's the one that 47 hit me, and I didn't get spun this time, and it was the same 3 cars from the 500. All right, well, that's real.
It's ironic.
I was like, that's the irony, and it killed the only non-Chevy up here.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, ooh.
I was like, all right, so I'm the top Chevy here, and there's only Chevys around me and one Ford next to me. I was like, and they're not gonna roll the third lane. I was like, all right, as long as I don't this up, I'm gonna win. Like, we're gonna win this thing.
Yeah,
so
that was.
We were in the best spot for sure.
Do you kind of like the racing you talked about just a minute ago, where you could kind of manipulate lanes and stuff? We've had a lot of fun with that in the past, and I kind of feel like the O'Reilly cars are similar to that. Like, a car can get out front, and if the car behind them, they're too wide behind them, that car has a really hard time getting a run and making something happen. Do you miss that type, or do you think you would enjoy that type of racing?
Yeah. I mean, I love Atlanta. Atlanta's by far
Atlanta's
my
fun.
favorite. Yeah. Like, it reminds me a lot. I mean, I wasn't in the races, but I watch a lot of 2000s races. Obviously,
there's really good Atlanta
races.
It looks
exactly like that to me. Like, it, super bumpy and everything. So, I always wished I could have ran, just like one Gen 4 Superspeedway race at Daytona. And so there's one day it clicked in my head. I was like, hell, this is just Atlanta. Like, all right, I'm just gonna vicariously live through that and just enjoy this. But
it's the best I can get.
I wish we had a little closer. Like, I liked what we had at Daytona. Like, it rolled the top really good and you kind of move around. I didn't think it was bad. But
Daytona definitely has more character with the bumps and the way the track when it gets hot there too. And sometimes you got to
third lane rolling. Yeah,
handling becomes an issue at Daytona a lot more with guys. If you're running the bottom 2x2, do you ever have to lift the Daytona through the late exits?
A little bit.
Like, you don't have to do that at Talladega, though,
no,
right?
Not even
so that
close.
keeps the bottom lane able to work harder at Daytona. At Talladega, when you're at Daytona, then you get them gaps, and that's when that second, third lane can move.
Yeah, and we just get so fast. Like, you could push at Talladega. I think the biggest thing is you have 6 to 8 cars pushing, basically. So you just go so fast. Where at Daytona, they're building gaps and everything through the corner. But yeah, I enjoyed Daytona. Talladega is like, when I'm on the front row, I'm like, hell yeah, just just lock down the front rows and we'll just see who wins.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
It is kind of at the end of a race at Daytona now. It is kind of between, basically who's leading the rows right there at the end. So you don't really have that 3 wide move to the top. And
yeah, I know that there's some test sessions. They're bringing back off season testing, and there's going to be some attempts to try to see what things can affect the race cars. I'm sure NASCAR will put a good plan together for their tests to try to figure out how they can maybe come up with some things that might improve or give you what you enjoy at Atlanta, give that to you at a Talladega, at a Daytona, because I think that's what everybody would love to have.
They would. I feel like they get a lot of flack, but they clearly want it. They want it too.
They do. That's right.
100% they want it.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know that it's realistic how easy it would be to obtain whatever they're trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know what lever to pull. So
I don't either.
And I'm not. There was a time around 2014, and that if you got the lead, you literally could control the lead just by moving back and forth off of the 2 rows and getting the put. It was, I always
guys had to work really hard to get around you.
It was
together.
Hard. It was hard. Like, if you got control of the race and got the lead with 20 to go in 2014, you had about an 80 to 90% chance of winning the race.
I feel like that's the way O'Reilly is.
It's hard for people to remember it being that way, but it was.
Yeah, I feel like O'Reilly's like that a lot, because that's how Austin Hill's won a lot of races.
If you give Austin Hill the lead at a
oh my gosh,
he's hard as hell to pass.
I ran my first O'Reilly race at Daytona on like a Superspeedway, and I'm the same guy in the stands. Just somebody drive around the guy.
Yeah.
Somebody try it.
I know.
And I finally got there, and I was in a car, right? But I was like, I'm wide open. I can't catch this guy. And I'm like 5th, 6th in line. I'm like, all right. Okay, I get it now. I understand. I can't build any runs. I did it in practice too. I was like, I am this slow. I told everybody, I was like, dude, what car did you put me in? Like, this thing is, I can't keep up. And they're like, no, it's normal.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, damn, all right. No,
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this.
Yeah,
That's
I
similar
know.
to the way our car was on Saturday with Carson. I mean, if the one car was behind him,
The one car was insane.
the car behind us, if they were side by side behind him, he could not get a big enough run to get around us, really. I mean, it was hard.
Guys, it's back, and I'm excited because now you don't have to go hunting all over for good barbecue. Arby's is bringing back that slow-smoked goodness straight to the drive-thru. I've been waiting all year for Arby's to bring back their barbecue sandwich lineup this year, and it's even better than ever. We're talking a 1/4 pound of pulled pork smoked for 4 hours and a 1/4 pound of chopped brisket smoked for a full 13 hours. Now that's real barbecue, low and slow. On pit road, we work fast, but in the barbecue pit, slow is how you get it right. And they got it right. And the sweet and spicy barbecue sauces are back too, so you can mix it up however you like. I'll be honest, 13-hour brisket from the drive-thru, I had to try it. I picked up a sandwich the other day for lunch on my way to the shop, and it surprised me. It's legit. Low and slow in fast food, it's kind of wild, but it works. Arby's is doing real, authentic barbecue that's so good you won't believe that you got it at a drive-thru. Everybody knows Arby's has the meats, so if you can count on anyone to do barbecue right, it had to be Arby's. Available for a limited time at participating locations while supplies last. Prices may vary. Get your barbecue sandwich at Arby's near you today. Well, dude, what did you do Sunday night?
So we went to the Mooresville Chili's.
Yep.
They had it all. I was so pumped about that, mainly because I was so hungry. I hadn't ate anything.
So do you work with them on this? Like, if you win, you can go. They're going to stay open late, or just
this is all.
Seat of your pants.
Yeah, just.
How many people were with your group at Chili's?
Dude, it was so full. There's probably 60 to 80 people from. I mean,
Dang.
everybody in the company was there. Like, I mean, yeah, my PR guy said it on the media center, so I'm shocked no fans show up. But I had so many people call me too. They were like, like BJ McLeod called me. He's like, dude, I've never like wanted to go hang out with anybody and do anything, but he's like, I almost came. He's like, I almost just got in my
Dang.
car at 1 a.m.
Well,
and just
Bees,
came.
that'd
Like,
be
there's
cool
a
if he
bunch.
showed up.
There's a bunch of people that texted me. They're like, dude, I was so close to coming just to come witness it. But he's like, nah, I just wanted to.
So Chili's was open at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. They opened it. They specifically just went there, opened it, had all the food. They had a whole platter set up. We did a bunch of speeches at up at the bar and everything, and it was fun. But
It's cool when a sponsor getting involved like that. Man.
yeah, they got a cake, and I was like, how the hell did you make a cake? And they're like, no, we went and bought it and everything. But they had everything, and but yeah, like the corporate people were there at the race. It was a Chili's race, so they had a ton of people. So before we were done with Victory Lane, they had already made the calls to the Mooresville location. They know us, everything. They always cater to the shop, but they were like, they both had the same idea basically, and we all went there, and then we went to Luke's house right after. Eventually it was last call, and they're like, all right, we're all done.
We got to
We're all
close for
done.
real now.
So we went to Luke's house. He just bought a new house and had a pool area. So everybody went and hung out, and I sat down on the couch, and I sat there, and finally, like, the adrenaline wore off me, and I felt like the lamest guy in the world, but I was like, I don't care. My legs were so worn out, and I was like so bruised from the whole shindig I pulled off after the race that I was like, you guys have fun. I am sitting right here on this couch, and I will just enjoy the company. And that's just what I did. I just laid down, and we talked forever. I went to bed. I stole his truck, went to my house at like 6 a.m. Sat in my bed and just texted everybody right before I went to sleep, because I knew if I didn't respond to text before I went to bed, I was never gonna do it.
Are you a copy paste guy, or did you write?
No, I wrote. I was not copy and paste. I normally copy and paste, but I was like, no. I was like, everybody's gonna expect me to copy and paste. I'm writing everyone, like, and everyone's gonna be different. Like, I'm challenging but like, I was like, no, like. So I wrote it. I wrote it all back and everything, and it's woke up for somehow at like 10 a.m. and rolled on, and then I started watching all the videos and everything, and
kind of sounds like whenever you'd win back in the day, a little bit, don't it?
Yeah,
a little bit.
That's awesome. So bruised.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's
just
up
a
with
little
that?
worn out. Well, just from the door or whatever. Like, my legs were like a little, like, bruised up a little bit and
From
everything for just bouncing off the
when
wall.
you bounced off the
yeah,
wall.
probably.
Yeah.
Like I cut the hell out of my
I
hand.
see that. Was that
so
from
that? So
from
that
what?
was from when I was holding the roof rail on the front, and so when I went
gotcha.
went forward and rolled and came back,
Yeah.
and like I leaned back,
It's like
I slid it on that, but
ouch.
battle scars and everything. We were joking that I was gonna just peel it just so I had a scar.
I mean, it's probably worth it. You'd take that.
Oh yeah, I
for
would
it.
do it. I would do it again.
Yeah.
So when you watch all the videos, that's one of my favorite things is to every now and then go back and watch an old race, and just relive the emotions, right? And so, what does that feel like? I guess when you, because it does take a while for it to sink in.
Yeah, I was driving here, and it doesn't feel like I've won. Like I keep forgetting I've won one, but I mean literally every time I watch the video, I just like ball up. Like I literally cry my ass off. Like I just so lame. Like I mean literally like almost 2 days apart, but
but that's what.
But like I felt like I was so focused on soaking it all in, and like I wanted to visualize it, and like nothing's a blur. I can tell you exactly where, what row I saw somebody. I can tell you everything. I can tell you exactly what I was pointing to. I remember it all. And so when I rewatched the videos, I still remember it. So like I'm mainly crying just because I literally get back into the same emotion I was, and like I can hear the crowd, I can hear everything, I can visualize everything again. And so like that's my favorite part is like I can get back to that spot, because that was the number one thing I was scared of if I ever won, was it either wouldn't feel like I dreamt about, and like it wouldn't feel like that big of a deal, and it'd be like, damn, like this is everything I've ever dreamt of, worked for, and it just it wasn't what you'd expect. The expectations were so high and everything, but no, it matched up perfectly.
Did you ever win like that? I kind of feel like 2014 Daytona 500 for me was like that.
No, I mean my first Cup win at Texas was like that one there is one of my favorites, because it's to what you're saying. It's an emotion of finally. So like I always tell people, and I don't know that anyone understands what this means, but I was telling somebody yesterday, when I got the opportunity to race, I didn't look out into the future and go, man, I'm gonna want to win 50 races, or I want to win 100 races, or 300 races, or a championship. I looked at Chad Little or Derek Cope and Helton Sawyer and guys like that and said, I want to do whatever they're doing so I can do this for a living. I want to do enough to do it for 20 years.
Yep.
Right. And I was afraid that I was going to suck and be out of it after about 3 or 4 years and be like, I got to find a job. And so I was like, man, if I could win a race, I think if I could win one race, Derek Cope won Daytona 500 and he's
still racing.
He's racing like hell. So if I could just win one race, that ought to do it. Right. And so
what a goal.
That was my goal. And so when I won Texas, I was like, I think I did it. I think I'm going to get to do this forever.
Yeah, locked in.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And so
you locked into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Put him on the Wheaties box. He did it.
Dude, it was like all right, man, I think I'm going to race for a living.
That was the moment. Huh?
Yes. It was such a relief.
Wasn't the 2 championships that you won before that, or?
I mean,
yeah.
That's how our minds work when we're young. We're like we compartmentalize, and we like do a lot of math. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I might look at you and go, oh man, you're going to be a race car driver the rest of your life. You have nothing to worry about.
He's not going to see it that way.
In your head, you might be going, I need to do more. I've not done enough,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been just thinking, I was just like, I just need one.
Yeah.
I just need
I was
one.
the same way.
So what's next? Like on your goal list, you got your first win out of the way. Like what's next for you, like goal wise? I know you want to win every week, but like
really, like I'd really like to
big jump into points now.
Yeah, I'd really like to finish like top 12 in points.
I mean,
I think that would be huge for us. Like if we
like
step. Top 10 would be really big, but really like 12. Top 12 would be really big. Like I feel like that's a lot better goal for me right now this season. Like obviously I want to keep winning for
Yeah.
sure. But like
mean,
for a season long goal,
you're eighth.
we're
Dude, the
eighth
names
right
that
now.
you're in front of, though, like some of the names that you're in front of right now are
Well, let's look. Let's see.
pretty big names.
How far ahead of 12th is he? So Bubba's
70.
70? That's
Yeah.
a good chunk.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in front of Christopher Bell.
So wait, all right. So real talk. You last year, my opinion, you had a lot of races where you didn't finish the race, right? You had some clunky moments. You feel like to do what you want to do, you've got to. If you got
we got to put together races.
Well, if you got that car, you got to go, hey, man, today's just not my day.
I felt like last year we got really like where there's so many races where we're gonna put together a decent day and like we'd blow up or fuel pump or tire and everything. So like, but for us to make the playoffs, you had to win, and
So you had to take the
we already
chances.
blew away all these
So
good
you were-
races.
you were-
So it was just
yeah.
like, well, number one, I just want to win one. So I was like, well, I just want to win one, but also too the points thing, the scoreboard or goalpost. The goalpost was moving the whole time. Like, I mean, if this was the playoff format, I'd be eighth, and I'd be like, well, thank God I won. But
Yes.
if I was eighth, I'd be like, well, I mean, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
If the guys out back win, thank God Tyler Reddick won 4 races to
Otherwise,
block that
someone
out.
can still get in front
Somebody
of you.
could keep getting in, but now I'm like, oh, we're plus 70. Like, we're just get rolling
good
here.
spot.
It's like, just now
gotta
I'm more like
Finish races.
yeah, if we just keep finishing.
So you have to adapt.
Yeah,
You're
I feel like-
mentally adapting to racing under this format.
You would think that like Aspire would want the playoff format. Like I feel like I think it's a way bigger advantage for us to have to chase. Like, well, for multiple reasons. Number one, if we do get in the chase, I could not survive another like 2 rounds probably if I didn't have wins for the playoff points, because
the playoff
I would
points
have
will kill you.
Well, I could have a great 3 races, get out of the gate, and like a Denny or somebody that happened to him, like he had a terrible round. He was, he had like ran 30th for 3 rows, but he has the most playoff points. Well, at the end of the deal, he goes right back in front of me. I'm like, I've never survived that. Like I have to bank on their misfortune and myself having a good one. But if I come out of the gate swinging in the chase for first 3 and everybody else has bad races, I could, maybe
Work your way into it.
work my way into it or something.
This is why I kind of want to. I haven't liked the metric qualifying format. I think if you, like you said, you get down 1 week, it's so hard to get back.
Yeah.
To where you to even, but
Yeah,
I like
we were
random draw.
we were half excited. I yelled in victory lane. I was like, rolling out last at Texas in qualifying. I was like, we P1 on the metric.
Yeah.
I mean, that helps your whole weekend though,
It
man.
does.
You get
It
a good
does.
lap, you get a
You
good
get
pit
rolling.
stall. Yeah. So
Yeah.
But-
So going into Texas, like TJ said, what's next? What's the next racetrack you're looking forward to?
We were honestly looking forward to Texas.
I was gonna
like,
say, you got pretty
we
good
got the
numbers,
pole. We were running 6. We came down pit road, and when I came off pit road, the caution came out, so I got stuck a lap down and everything. And then that was one of the deals of like I was just trying my ass off to drive around people and got stuck in a dirty spot, and I wrecked myself there. But
What about the 600? You ran really good there last year.
I mean, that's the thing. We're coming up to all the good tracks that we like, that good string. Like this was
Yeah.
kind of our string that we like. Talladega.
you feel like you're a mile and a half bigger type guy.
yeah, for sure. Like the only short track I think we're any good at is
That's
Bristol.
weird because with your background, I would say,
Yeah.
like short tracks would be.
So
no,
car
but like
dependent.
that's the thing is like it's super like car dependent. Like I feel like what I'm like, if you wrote on a piece of paper is like, what's your number one strong suit of
Yeah, your
like
strengths.
is manipulating air for me.
Oh,
like constantly just I'm all about feeling the air and manipulating it
Car
and everything
placement.
and car placement, the whole deal.
Yep.
And I can make speed, but really it's just, I'm hoping a lot of guys aren't maximizing their speed. It's a lot easier for everybody to maximize at Martinsville or Bristol or, nowhere with air. They can maximize, no problem. But I'm just hoping they're not going to, they're going to be lifting a little earlier than me and get a little less downforce or not take this spot or not, go this close to the wall so they can manipulate,
Do you think the Cup guys I always kind of think they're underrated when it comes to how good the guys really are manipulating air and where they place cars, like how good the drivers really are when you get to the Cup Series.
You just look, we don't crash. Like nobody makes mistakes right now. Like it's, now that it's more of a, chase format, right?
And you run so close together.
But yeah, we're all, I don't know how it would be in the 2000s, but if you were 4 or 5 wide, I feel like it was always, if you were 3 wide, the commentator would be like, oh, somebody's going to crash. This ain't going to work, going in the corner. Now it's like 5 wide, and they're like, yeah, so they're 5 wide. Yep. 2 in, 1 out, or 3 in, 1 out. No problem. You got it, buddy.
Yeah,
you got it. No, like we're not. I'm not stressed about it. Like,
even as spotters, you don't even when you hear 4 or 5 wide. I mean, you're kind of like, all right, well, this guy's gonna hold. You're like not worried about a guy not holding his line or something.
And I don't know if that's the the side force not mattering anymore. Like I think that has a lot to do with it because a lot of times somebody would just bust their ass on get the air pulled off them and get loose. But now you could put 5 of them touching each other and they're not gonna get free. Unless there's a car in front of them and, all of a sudden, and then they all get tight.
Yeah.
But really, if they're side by side as close touching, it's fine. I mean, at the Clash, it was hilarious. It was faster to run into somebody because you had somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
During the rain, I would run more throttle leaning on somebody like a cushion in a dirt car than I'd lean into them. I'd just start throttling up in the middle of the corner, just like grinding like their door and everything, rolling on them. And then I'd clear them, and I'd start spinning the tires again, and I'd have to lift. I was like,
that's similar to iRacing. You can kind of get in there sometimes and bounce off somebody.
You kind of just bounce off them. But I was laughing my ass off. I was like, there's no way this is like. I was like, man, art imitates real life, I guess.
So one of the fun things about this weekend and this win is seeing a bunch of the old photos of you back when you were 14 years old, trying to figure out how to become a race car driver. You have a short track background. You own race cars that race at short tracks around the country. You don't have a ton of opportunity, being a full-time Cup driver. It takes all your time. You're studying every single week. You don't really, you don't have weekends off to go race and do things you want to do. What is your, I know you're young, you might not even have it, but what is your agenda in terms of owning short track cars, where you want to see them race, where you want to continue to race? I know you go to Berlin and other places from time to time. What's your goals, if you have a vision or a 5-year, 10-year vision of your connection and retaining that connection to the short track?
Yeah, there's multiple for me. Like I just love racing. Like I'm gonna run. I'm so thankful that Jeff Dickerson loves racing just as much as I do, and we're gonna run as many dirt late model races as possible. I want to run a bunch of dirt late model races, just because there's a lot of races during the week. But like I love it. Like it's just so different. Like when I go to pavement late model race, it's fun for me, but like you're going to test for 2 days and everything.
Or like 5 days for the cars tour.
Versus like dirt late model, I could show up, but there's like no expectations for me. I could just kind of just show up and walk into that deal, and nobody's gonna expect anything from me. I don't expect anything. Those cars hard
to adapt to though, because the dirt late models, you gotta like drive them so deep into the corner, right?
That fits perfect for me. If it's the perfect race car.
Because the car don't work until you got to drive it in so deep.
You have to drive this. Yeah. I thought it's made me a better Cup driver actually. So and then I want to run a lot of pavement late model stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff on my bucket list. Like I saw Tristan, like he's our development guy. Yep. He ran the Mazda race at like Daytona, and I was like, I want to go run that.
That would probably actually be pretty fun.
I want to go run that with him and everything. But the number one thing for me eventually, like if Kalamazoo Speedway ever comes on the market, I really want it.
You want to buy it?
I want to buy it.
That's your home track?
I want something. I want like 1% or something. I just want to be able to promote that and just see it be the most. I think it's the most fun short track race track to race, and it's just a kind of become a hidden gem. They renovated it. They had sky boxes in 2004 or like 5.
Yeah, I used to hear quite a bit about it.
They had sky boxes. They had the whole deal. They had gimmicks. It was full every night. Like that's what I grew up watching. Like I didn't know.
Home track?
That's my home track basically. I raced Berlin because they ran template late models. At Kalamazoo, they had outlaw late models on pavement, but they'd send people home
Oh yeah.
And so it was known that if you want to watch Outlaw Late Models, you only could go to Kalamazoo. So it was full, it was packed. They're hauling ass, everything, and
Is that the
they
late
just
models
kinda-
where they had the big side on?
it's the
Well,
same one,
it's like a
but without the
wedge-body dirt
plexiglass.
car.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
dirt car,
Yeah.
but that on
They're
pavement.
beautiful cars.
But they're
Beautiful.
but they haul. They're probably a second faster than template cars.
Are they hard to drive? Fun to drive?
They're fun to drive. They're fun. But yeah, I love that track. It's so bumpy. You can run the 4th lane and everything. But it's the main reason like I was a race
Do you
fan.
hate the rub blocks splitter? Just kidding.
Yeah. But no, it's that track was I don't think if I went to that track I would be as big as a race fan as I was. Like it was so perfect. Like it was I would
You should
run
call
around.
'em and tell them of your interests.
Yeah.
And they may
I've
just
been trying to talk
they
to
may
them.
just let you buy in.
I needed one.
Yeah, you
at
probably
first.
call this
I
week. See
I
what
was
they
a little
say.
light. If there's that, I need it. Hopefully this works out. But no, I just really want to like. If anything, I just like. I don't even want to collect on the 1%. I just want to know I'm on the whatever, and then just promote it.
Yeah.
Like I just want to really promote it and help it with
you
ideas.
think that they would love this,
yeah.
right?
I
would think so.
having a guy like you out there?
And then there's other stuff I want to race. Like I just want to race every day. I don't have any other hobbies.
What else you want to race?
I mean, the ultimate one for me is the Indy 500. That's by far the coolest race for me. Indy's my favorite track, even
Gotcha.
on the Cup car. Like I've never been
I think
more
you're too
excited.
tall.
Yeah, I mean,
too tall to
I
get
think
on-
I'd be close.
You're too tall to get on that ride, man.
I think I'd be all right. Well, luckily my torso's short.
Okay.
That I think might help me. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm hoping. I might cry if I'm too tall, but
don't know,
I mean,
like,
I gotta win a lot
Max
more,
ran.
obviously.
Max
but
ran an
How
Indy
tall is
car.
Max? What is he, 6 foot? What are you?
Yeah, Max pretty tall.
I'm
isn't he?
6'4".
6'4".
Yeah, but
Can do it.
it's,
Max is not 6'4".
I don't know. Well, I mean, he's tall.
But Indy, the racetrack is my favorite. I was P1 in 10-lap average at the Brickyard the first year I ran, and they were like, dude, like, wow, you kind of pushing really hard and everything, but they're like, we're like P1 10-lap averages. This is awesome. And like I had a little scuff mark on the right side, and they're talking to me, and I was just like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I've never, and I told him this, and I meant it. I've never gone down a straightaway and realized I was smiling. Like I was cheesing my ass off, smiling and enjoying it. And I was literally, you know how you sit in a driveway and you're like, buzzer beater shooting. It's like, 3 more seconds on the clock, miss.
Yes.
Oh, 2 more seconds on the
Yeah,
clock.
yeah,
All
yeah.
of a sudden,
Yeah,
and
do it
doing
again.
that. For every lap I was running it, I kept narrating as if I was coming around to win the Indy 500 or race the Indy 500 and pretending cars were behind me and everything. And I was like, and he comes around to the checkered flag. Oh my God, there's one more to go.
Oh my
I
God.
just kept doing
Yeah.
that. And I kept getting so close to the wall. And eventually I just came down pit road and they're like, we were supposed to stay out. I was like, I had to stop.
Yeah.
I had to stop. I was going to
See
wreck
that
this
scuff
thing.
mark? It was getting worse.
Yeah, it was going to get worse.
Is
Yeah.
I know in Daytona you had a what amounts to a sim rig up in the hauler.
Mhm.
Is that in the hauler every week?
It's in there every week. I'm working on putting one in my motorhome, so I have to really like.
you gonna do
it's
that?
gonna be
How
way
are you
more
gonna
fun.
do
in
that?
What? What do you mean?
How are you going to do it? I'm sure you mapped it out.
Oh yeah, so there's a spot in my motorhome that I have that there's like a desk and then just a chair. Well, I'm just gonna take the chair out, just put it. So
You
there's like
kinda had that.
there's like there was like the booth like where
Yep.
there's like
Yeah.
two deals,
The
a
dinette.
table, and then there's a gap where there's just a regular like just
Yeah.
revolving chair,
Yeah.
and then a desk. So I'm just gonna take the chair out, so it's gonna go right there.
You kind of had that. He
I
had a
did.
desk.
I had a desk. We
And
didn't
we could
have
clamp a
rigs back
wheel,
in the
yeah.
day 20 years ago, but we
Yeah.
clamped the wheel to the desk and
We
had
could
a
run from the
PC.
bus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could. Are you going to bolt it down?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to,
We're
right?
gonna
Yeah.
figure out.
Figure
I mean,
that
I let them handle it and everything, but
Yeah.
I was just like, let me know when it's
What
running.
is this? What is it? I heard that they put that sim rig up in there so they'd know where you were at.
Pretty much.
Because
Pretty
because if you are left to your own, you wander off.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to sit still. I just like to just keep rolling around and
drifter.
everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I all my buddies get mad at me all the time. We'll go out somewhere and I just go on, I'll just go group to group or, I see this. And I just leave them and
Yeah.
everything. And I
Thought you didn't have any friends, man.
What?
not in the racetrack.
He's got friends.
I got-
What is your what is the deal with buying the cars? The Gray Ghost. You got the Dale truck still.
Mhm.
These are marketplace buys.
I have the Kasey King car.
You have the Kasey Kahne's race car. What is your plan? What's the vision?
So I mean the Dale truck was just kind of just funny. I said it as a joke, and they were like, "You should buy it." And I just wanted an old truck, so it worked out. But then I saw the Gray Ghost, and Luke was the one that sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's his favorite scheme of all time.
I was gonna ask how you found some of these.
And so Luke sent it to me, and so he sent it to me while I was in the sim, so I bought it and then surprised him with it. But the Kasey Kahne car, the very first race I vividly remember when I was a kid was the very first COT race at Bristol. I had a buddy when I was a kid that my parents knew, and he was the only kid in Portage, Michigan that knew racing or that I knew of and everything. So it was the first time I went over to anybody else's house to watch a NASCAR race. We had pizza and play with our diecast and watch Bristol. I was like, this is the coolest thing in the world. I've made it. And I was like 6.
We didn't think so that day, did we?
But I remember watching that race, and I remember the finish. I had no idea. I was so green. Like I had no idea. I was just watching cars go around in circles still.
That was the first race that you watched of that?
That was first race I vividly remember.
Yeah.
Like that, like I have a memory attached to. I remember watching, being told I watched before, but that's the one that I remember like a core memory there. And the guy texted me. He's like, "Hey, I have this Kasey Kahne car and everything," and I was like, "Nah, man, like I'm good." And he gave me the price. And I was like, "Oh, it's not bad. Like it's pretty good." But I was like, "Nah." And so I was like, "All right, just give me the details on like, is it real chassis? What's the deal?" And he told me what chassis it was and everything. And I was like, "If you can prove that's real," I was like, "I'll buy it right now." Like right now. Like I was at Kansas in practice or practicing. And so I looked at Philip, my agent, and I was like, "Hey, I need X amount of dollars. Like, if this guy, like, I handed him my phone because I had to go practice. I said, "Hey, respond to this guy. If he sends back all these details of the car and it's legit, wire him the money." And literally he sent it back. So we brought it to the shop, and a lot of the guys worked at Everham at Spire. There were a few of them, and I got really nervous when that thing got unloaded, that it was real or not. And I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it in person. That was the first time I was seeing it. And so they started walking around, and they start pointing everything out. Like it still has the camera, or it still has the stickers from the in-car camera on the roof and holes.
So it's right.
Yes, but it's been adjusted because it ran in 07 and 08. But that's the car that was on the front row, and I was like, it's not like this car ran and it qualified 37th or everything. I mean, there's a picture of that thing on the front row.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so are these, you're going to keep this stuff forever? You just don't know. You just kind of no rhyme or reason.
I mean, I don't have any reason to sell. I want to have a car. From every generation. Yeah.
Right. You got a shop.
Yeah. So I'm building a barnuminium and everything. That's where I'm going to live. I just want to live out there, have exactly what I want.
Yep.
Those things are perfect nowadays.
Yes, it's so perfect. And then, so I'm building a second shop, and that's going to be the shop where, like, whoever wants to come over, open invitation. I want a bunch of cars. I want a bunch of toys and everything. Like, if you want to try to drift through the shop and you worry about hitting the wall, whatever. Like, I have Miners, my garage door sponsor. I'm like, "Hey, I need some garage doors." And they're like, "All right, we got these super, nice ones and everything we'll give you." And I was like, "No, give me the cheapest ones you want."
Yeah,
but
we're going to need more than one.
I want more. And they're like, what are you talking? I was like, we're going to drive stuff through it and stuff. And I was like, they're like, you get worried of like what they're going to say to that. And they're like, "Oh, can we be there to see it?" And I was like, "All right, perfect."
That's a good
and
sponsor.
I want to build an exact replica of the Chili Bowl. Like I wanted to build a dirt track, and I kept describing it. I was like, "Nah, let me just build like the Chili Bowl." Chili Bowl is like one of my favorite dirt tracks of all time. I was like, let me just build that. Like I want to have a bunch of trucks or cars or whatever, some crap boxes or maybe some fun cars, and literally just I'm going to set up a bunch of cameras on my property and everything, obviously. So number one, like if anybody gets hurt, we have it, on video and everything. But ultimately,
you can get them to sign waivers.
But ultimately,
like
I'm going to have like open invitation. Like if anybody wants to go, like I don't even need to be there. Just here's the side of the property that's all yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Just it's got to be if you're gonna do something cool, you got to film it. Or I got to see it, and so
I want to be able to see it.
I want to be able to see it. You don't have to post it. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to become an influencer and be worried about it, especially like drivers with their sponsors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, especially their team and anything if they're doing anything. But I was like, I just want to see it. I want to see it. If you do something cool, I want to see it.
I got 2 quick questions for you. What's your favorite? I know you're big in iRacing, love iRacing. What's your favorite non-racing sim, racing game right now? What do you play?
Non-racing game. We play Counter-Strike a lot.
You're a big Counter-Strike guy?
I grew
Have you
up
bought items or sold them?
Oh,
There's a big market for that, right?
I've spent way too much.
Oh
on
my
those
gosh,
skins.
seriously?
Yeah. I have like a knife in that game that's like $4,000.
I've seen
Jesus.
Dude,
Dude,
it's
so
a huge
stupid.
black market for
It's
that
so
stuff.
stupid.
Through
But no,
Steam.
it's like
On
it was
Steam.
crypto before crypto,
I get it,
but
yeah.
it's a lot more real.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I spent a ton of money on Clash of Clans. I don't love.
Oh, dude.
No, but you can't sell your Clash of Clans.
I know
can
you
you?
can't.
No, you
I'm
can't.
just
With
saying,
Counter Strike, I can.
Yeah,
There's
you
people
can
that
sell it.
flip it
I
and they
get
make
it.
money.
I get
We
it.
were on the same pace with Clash of Clans, and I woke up one morning and I looked at his town. And I'm like, Jesus, dude, what happened? He's like, I got drunk and rage upgraded. I'm like, well, that's not fair.
Yeah.
And other quick question here. All right, ARCA race on Saturday. Cleetus did a great job. What do you think about his race there?
Dude, I was so pumped for him.
He was close, dude.
Dude, so close. So he thought he made a mistake when he got Dean and close, and I was like, no, I think he would have side drafted you and just pulled you back, and and Andy would have had to make a choice of like, is he gonna go 3 wide? Is he gonna push Gus? Is he gonna push you? And I thought it was perfect. He pretty much killed Gus's momentum going left. I just told him, you got to turn back. Like the second you're done with that guy, you got to go get to the next guy.
Yeah.
He got too locked in on the first guy.
It's easy to do though, man. When you're in the moment, you don't even think about
he's
it.
Never
I know.
done this.
Dude,
he's
when
not
he
ready
pulled
for
out
that.
and passed the 18
Yeah.
car for the lead, I don't know if you
I
watched that
couldn't
Oh, I
race.
watched it.
I couldn't believe
Whoa.
like Finch. I think it was Finch behind him, pulled out with him. Like I thought he was gonna like get excited and just pull out and get ducked.
Yes.
But they all went with him,
Dude.
and I was like,
Who wouldn't want to push him into
no,
the
I
lead,
know,
though, right?
I know.
I mean, I told somebody that I don't think that plate's been out of the case since the Bud 8 days, man.
I know
it.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought that he looked like a guy who knew what he was doing.
I said the same thing.
Dude, he did really good.
I said the same thing. I said it. I said it before the restart or whatever. I like when he pulled out. I was like, it looks like he's done this before.
Yeah, he's starting to click.
Yeah,
And
like
he might
but
not even know it.
I figured it would click more on the super speedways first, but like that's all he's trying to do too. Like he's just trying to be good enough to run the 500
He
and
looked
be
really
in the
good.
field. Yeah.
Like he actually was doing a really good job. The only mistakes he was making, he was chasing guys up out of the tri-oval, trying to side draft like the third lane from the bottom. He was going.
Dude, he's such a textbook racer. It's like when you're so green, like you just think
Yeah.
you have to side draft everybody.
He was
You have to
chasing
do
him
this.
like way up here,
Yeah.
but like I had Andy J, and we were just going to push him start finish line if it came down to it. If we could get a run, we would pass him, but we were planning on pushing him because the 18 had the damage in front of us.
Yeah.
But I thought Cleetus did a great job. Like he'd had very few moments where he looked out of place. He looked really good.
I think he ought to run full-time ARCA for a year or two.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I think it should. I mean, if you want to do an O'Reilly race or truck race or something that pops up, but I think he should go full-time ARCA racing and shelve this idea of a Daytona 500. Like it's out there. Leave it out there in the distance.
He
But
loves ARCA too. Like
Yeah.
he called
it
me.
is perfect.
He called me right after Rockingham, and he's like, "Dude, like that wasn't like, that wasn't a lot of fun.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
Like
Yeah.
he's
Xfinity
like,
race,
ARC is way more fun. Like, it's just so much. Like he could just relax. Like he's not lost. Like it's almost like you're. I mean, I had it in school all the time where like the smart kids talking and you feel stupid. Like, like you're set up on a group project and they just do all the work and everything.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like that was him in the O'Reilly race of just like he's like getting ready to like have the most fun in his life, but everybody's so smart and good that he like almost gets put in a spot where he feels like dumb or like he's like just downing himself the whole time during the experience. Where like in ARCA, he could run 7th and being green and he's pumped with it. At a non-super speedway, just because there's there's only 10 cars that are within the same second bracket.
He's gotten good enough to run there perfectly, and he started that race pretty buried in the pack a little bit. He
gets rolling.
Yeah, he just stayed. He was really smart.
Well, he said he was gonna do ARCA. He told me he was gonna do ARCA for a long time, and I was just laughing. I was like, I was talking to like some guys, the Heatwave guys and everything, and he's like, I was like, dude, like if he just keeps running these ARCA races at Superspeedway, eventually he's gonna win one. Like they're just gonna hand him one. And then I was like, it was almost today. Like there we go. Like it was. So I had a question for you. But so in 2014 when you won that 500, did you plan on doing that when you ran backwards with the and doing the wave and everything?
So I kind of started doing that. We did it in the 3-car when I won the Busch race at Daytona.
Wrangler car, right?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I got sour on burnouts. Like I did a lot of burnouts, and then guys started doing burnouts to damage their car.
Yeah. Try to blow the quarter panels off or whatever.
And I'm like, and so I'm sitting there going, cheating, and nobody's calling them out on it, and we're just letting them do it every week. Every time, there's one specific car that would win, and every time he blew the quarter panels off. Every time. I'm like, all right. It's no longer like a fun gimmick. Now it's like, and so and Mark Martin would always say, who is a guy that I absolutely love. Mark Martin would go, man, I'm not a big fan of burnouts. It's just hard on the motor. Back when I was racing, we didn't like to beat the motors up. And I'm thinking, I'm not dial the burnouts back. And so I just drive down there, and I know the fans are excited that I won because I didn't win all the time, and they were like, hell yeah, I'm here, they won, So I turn around and drive back, and I just like to watch. I just like to look at them, just like you got out of the car and rode.
Well,
you looked at them, right?
So I was there. I was in the stands that day, and for I just remember you running that, and then you did a little donut, and it happened to be right where I was standing and everything, and it wasn't until after that I knew you were even looking, like because you had that camera on the right side, but like I was decently high up, and when I was a kid I was like, damn, I should have walked down to the fence or gotten lower. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. I just was like, this is my seat. I gotta stay in my seat. And but I just remember you doing that, and I'd never asked, obviously, and and I get asked all the time of like why I sat on the door, and I was like, well, I remember seeing the video and realizing you were looking, but when I was in the stands, I couldn't tell if you were looking or not. Like I couldn't, I couldn't see you because it's just hard to see.
At the fence and all that.
So that's where I was like, man, I wanted to make. I feel like they were gonna get the loudest if they could know I'm there, and I was like, I know that I don't have an in-car camera that's gonna show up on the jumbotron.
Yeah, no, I thought your celebration was great. I loved, watching other drivers respond to it. You got a lot of people that are. I know you say you don't have a ton of friends at the racetrack.
No, I thought that I was really shocked.
Yeah, there was some guys. There's other guys too that you're friends with that are in the O'Reilly series, Truck series. A lot of guys commenting on your post, liking your post, liking some other, some industry posts of that video, saying it was one of the best post race, celebrations. Just really non-traditional, right? And unique, your own. And you're only going to win that first race once, and you certainly made it count. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad you came by, man. We kept you a little longer than I think you were. Than we typically keep our winners. Normally they're calling in and we do about 3 or 4 questions, but thanks for your time.
No, I appreciate it.
Well, your first win's a special day. You're going to win a lot of races. You're going to be a massive asset to the industry. You got a great personality. Keep being you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep sharing with everybody who you are. We love to see your toys. We love to see your property. We love to see you carve that and shape that however you want to do it. And the more of that we see, the more of you we see, the more we like.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And just keep digging, man. You're having fun, and we're having fun watching you. And appreciate you coming through.
No, thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming in.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks.
Hey, this is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and for all the latest Dale Jr. download gear, including the I'm Drink Some Beer t-shirt that we've been talking about here around the office, head over to shop.dirtymomedia.com for all the latest merch. All right, so that was the interview with Carson, and it went really long. We actually brought him in to talk about his win, and we just kept going because the dude's just so fun. Ended up being a whole hour-long conversation, and we thought we'd turn it into a guest segment. That was not planned, but something that just happened naturally, and I love that. He's been on the show before, but certainly coming off his first win. I don't know why, but his first win helped me, really relive some of my own emotions around my first win. And I don't know, for some reason I can really relate with Carson on what he's going through over these past several days. And that was a lot of fun to talk to him. And man, he is just so gracious to just tell it how it is, or how he views it. He's not measured. He's not, strategic or stock with his feedback. He just kind of says what he feels and what he thinks. And I love that. And I think that's why I think a lot of us are going to enjoy watching this career develop. But thankful for his time. We weren't planning on having him here that long, and he was comfortable to be able to stay in the seat for a while. So pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for Arby's here in the Arby's studio. Don't forget about the new Meat and 3 box with Arby's. Get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats, and we'll see you tomorrow with Bless Your Heart.